What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It's Monday, July 22nd. It's just approaching 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time. A little crazy things happening today. I hope you guys are all starting the week off on the right foot. It's just weird action today. It's earnings season. It seems like a lot of stocks popped up and then just fell right down because, like I said, all last week as we're entering into earnings season, all the big money is going to be focusing on the large cap stocks and what stocks are putting earnings out. So it's not going to be like normal, like what normally happens when a stock puts a press release out, volume attacks that press release. A lot of people are focused on these fundamentals and these companies putting out earnings. Real quick, nothing was gapping up on the gap scanner. The only thing that was really looking tempting was XBIO, but recently XBIO on the daily has just gotten destroyed. Look at this on the 65-minute chart. Big gap down recently from 1080 all the way down to $6, and this thing just continued to keep selling off down to 470. Today it got a gap up to 570. Super low float stock, under 1 million float. So whenever you got a micro float gapping up, you got to keep an eye on it and watch it. But as soon as the market opened, this thing just got destroyed. Opening here at 572, selling off all the way down to 520s and 512. Little just petty bounce right there. And then just boom, another death candle slams it down. Another little tiny bounce. Another big slam down to 470. And then another death candle here, 470 all the way down to $4. And then since then has just been teetering off as volume just left it alone. And this is why you don't really want to try to play stocks right at the open, because you could get so burnt really bad. Always try to wait at least 15 to 20 minutes after the open to get an idea of the direction that the stock wants to go in. Remember, you always want to try to make that easy money in the markets as a day trader. I just couldn't believe XBIO today just destroyed from the open. Destroyed. And XBIO does have a history of running big. But from $6 all the way down to $3.67 now. And then another one that popped up today was LMFA, another chat room pump and dump, from $1.25 gets a rip all the way up to almost $2, and then just sells all the way down, and then some from where it opened at. So from $2, sells all the way down to $1. Next one I want to talk about was OSTK. OSTK, I had this on watch going into this week. Looking at the daily chart, well, we'll look at the 65-minute chart. But this stock recently has just been in a range, making higher highs slowly but surely, and bottoming right here at $17. So nice range from 17 up to 19.50, back down to 17, up to 19, back down to 17, up to almost 20, sells down to 17 again, up to 19, 17, and then right back up to 20. Today we opened up right at this 17 level. I wanted to see how the stock would act in this 17 level for a possible bounce, but today it just blew right through that support. And now this 17 is probably going to act as resistance. And it's probably just going to drop off. But that's all you can do, really, when you spot patterns and stuff, is just keep an eye on it, watch it, see what it does. And you can see here, right at the open, it was looking like it was wanting to set up a nice little wedge here at 1750 for maybe a nice little pop to 18. But it just fell right through it. Little pop up, continued falling down. Right at this 17 level, right there. And then it just surged right through it. Down to 1660, and then all the way down to 1630, and then this thing grinded. Look at that, all the way right back up to that $17, which was support, and now it's acting as resistance. So still keep an eye on OSTK. Anything can happen, but I'm now bearish on OSTK. Another one that popped off today, which was a surprise, was SOLY. SOLY just completely went under the radar from $12 today, hit all the way up here to $14.65. You could see right at the morning here, there's just no volume coming into it. And this thing just slowly grinded up. And then right here, just started getting higher lows, higher highs, starting to get that ramping motion. And then right at $13, this just went boom. It exploded all the way up to 14. Pulled back just below 14. And then pops up to 14.30. Back down to this 1360 area, and then grinds its way all the way up to 1460. Now it's trending down as the day goes on. People are done with it. It's late. It could get a possible bounce here at 1380, but this was a nice setup on SOLY. SOLY has been in play for the past couple months. But just a nice bounce on it. This is looking at it on the daily chart. It recently pulled back 1, 2, 3, 6 days, falling below the 50-day right here. Continues to pull back. This green line is the 100-day moving average, right at $12. Nice little play here on the daily chart. Bounces off the 100-day. And pops right up to this blue line right here, which is the 50-day moving average. And then one play I totally looked over and didn't even recognize it over the weekend was GHSI. GHSI is one of my playbook plays I like to look for. I completely looked over it. If I bring back over the daily, this was the hot stock right here on the 17th, going from $1.40 all the way up to $3. The next 2 days, well, the second day, it got a gap down, and it pulled back, and it pulled back, and it opened right here at the 50-day moving average at $1.52, a mental area, and then here on the fourth day, gets a nice little pop to the upside. So a nice rubber band play to pop on the upside. Completely went under the radar. I didn't even look at it over the weekend to prepare. But you could see if I zoom out here, this was the top play right here. And then this is what I'm talking about too. If you watch a lot of my market recaps, if a stock, we see this all the time, guys. If a stock has a really, really big day, look for it to sell off, and look what it did all right here. Start to go sideways. The past 2 days, it went sideways here at this $1.50 level. From this $1.50 level, we got a nice pop all the way up to $2.40 today. A nice little dollar surge. From this $1.50 level, pops up right here, just below $2. Pulls back to $1.75, riding the VWAP. You can see the VWAP's trending up. And then boom, gets a solid push up to 230. And then just a rip all the way back down to $2. And then grinds all the way back up to 235. And then after that, it was just done for and it just faded off. Now it's just fizzling out. Like I said, it's earnings season, so volume's not pushing into these plays to keep them going. So during earnings season, it's tough. I didn't take any trades today. I see this happen all the time during earnings season. You got to be careful and think. It's all about account preservation. And then ZYNE, nice little grind today from 11 all the way up to 12.50 so far today. APRN has been on watch for this pullback. Finally just got its push right here from 8.30 all the way up to 9.50. I just missed this play. I was watching this morning. But same thing, if you watch my recaps, these are the plays I've been watching the past few days. What have I been saying with APRN after this big day right here? It's been pulling back the past 3 days. It's pulled all the way back to this 13 EMA, this $8 level, and look what happened. Today from 8 gets a nice pop up to 9.50. These are the easy plays I'm talking about, guys. These are mid-candle breakout rubber band plays that I love to look out for. These are my bread and butter plays. But look at that. Once again in the morning, no volume at all. Stock's just sitting here from 820 up to 880. Pulls back down to this 820 level, goes sideways, see it's starting to slowly move its way on up, and then volume just surges into it right here, and from 820 surges all the way up to 890, pulls back to this 850 level, and from 850 just kept grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding because it went off on everybody's scanners when it was all going up right here. And look at all this volume come into it right here. And then from 850, nice push all the way up to 950. That's the easy money plays right here. And it just goes to show you, you don't have to play what everybody else is playing. APRN, the volume on the day is not even at 1 million. It's at 921,000 so far today in volume. And the stock has moved $1.50 to the upside. So it just goes to show you with that right there. And ticker symbol SOLY had a nice move today. And SOLY is approaching only 2 million in volume on the day. GHSI approaching 3 million in volume. GHSI has the most in volume, and look at what it's done. Straight up, straight down. You got to kind of look at it in a way. You want volume in on a stock, but you don't want the stock to be overcrowded with volume. Because if you have a stock overcrowded with volume, you have so many different people and groups of people trading different strategies. It's going to be hard to really trade it because you have some people shorting it, some people are going long, some people are throwing Fibonacci retracements and only trading off of that. Some people are only trading just patterns. Some people are just trading mental pullbacks and shorting into mental levels. There's so many simple moving averages. There's so many. You got to take that into mind. It's Psychology 101. NEPT, nice little grind today as well, from 585 all the way up to 655. The one stock I was also watching too was CADE. CADE had a gap down from this $20 level, gaps all the way down to $17.50, and then sells off and bottoms here right at $15.75. But there was something I wanted to point out with CADE, and this is the power of looking at multiple time frames. If we pull up the 10-minute chart here on CADE, we get this big gap down here to 1670. And this continues to sell off, and it bottomed right here at 1574. And what I want to point out with this, right here, those bottom wicks, you have 3 wicks and 3 candles right there hitting down right at the same price level, 1575. That's showing strength right there. And from 1575, this moved its way on up and got a nice little grind all the way up to 1650. Almost a dollar move to the upside. And now it's like going sideways, and it might get a pop to the upside, or it could fall back down. It could go either way. But look at the volume just die down on it as well. The power of looking at multiple time frames. It is setting up nicely. But again, too, what have I said in the past? Rounding bottoms are bullish. You got a rounding bottom right there. Nice little pop to the upside. Rounding tops are bearish. Pops right up to where it popped right there at 1650. So this could get a nice little pop from 1625 up to 1650. And then GCI, there's just, it's still early. We're only an hour and a half into the market open. So just going to hang around for a few more minutes, see what else pops up. But really, that's just about it for today. Hopefully you guys are all having a great day. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this recap, guys. Hopefully you guys are starting the week off on the right foot. It's earnings season. Always be checking the earnings calendar. You have 56 companies putting earnings out today. And every day, more companies are going to be putting earnings out. Tomorrow, we have 113 companies putting earnings out. Wednesday, we have almost 200 companies putting earnings out. Thursday, 273 companies are putting earnings out. So you got to think, a lot of people are going to be focusing on these earnings plays. The big money is going to be focusing on what these big companies are going to be putting out with for earnings and looking at their longer term investments. So small cap land is not really going to get much volume because all the attention is on these large cap companies. Every time we come around to earnings season, it's like this. So you got to take your foot off the pedal as a day trader, look at the market conditions, and we're also in summer months. Summer months slow down. And then we're right around the corner as well from August. And August is the slowest trading month of the whole year. So you got to take those into consideration, scale back, and tell yourself that stuff. But alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this recap. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And until next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, 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 guys. Alright, later.